Hey Capricorns, welcome to your reading where we'll focus on emotional baggage that you might be carrying around with you and how you can release it. So let's jump right on in and start by pulling a couple of oracle cards just to see what energy is surrounding you. And what we have first for you is time for a nap. And let's grab another and see what other energies are surrounding my Capricorn collective. What else is happening with my Capricorns? And we have disseminating moon. Take time to breathe out. So, Capricorns, in case you hadn't noticed, it is time for you to stop, for you to relax, for you to take a breath. Time for a nap and taking time to breathe out. It feels like there's a lot of pent-up energy that you've been carrying with you, and not necessarily the most positive type of energy. It feels like this energy is wearing you down. It's a very sort of excited, nervous, stressful energy that's coming through for you all. And it's unclear right now where it's coming from. We'll get into that in the tarot. But basically right now you are wearing yourself out. You are absolutely, I get this image in my head of somebody who's over here and they're over here and they're running here and they're this place and they're that place. They're doing the absolute most. And I think for some folks out there, you're accomplishing the absolute least. So it feels like there's a need for you to just take a little bit of time out to restore your energy, to get your energy right. And then also take that quiet time to figure out where your energy should go. Like what's going to serve you the most. Because what it feels like right now is that you're just throwing energy all around. And it's not necessarily, I think, giving you the results that you're looking for. It's not sort of putting your life on the course that you hope that it would. And it's kind of like, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing X, Y, and Z and ABC. Why am I not where I want to be? And it's like, child, because you just shooting energy all over the place, but it's not concentrated in sort of any one direction. So now feels like a good time for you to just hit the reset button a little bit. So let's get into some tarot and see what is happening with my Capricorn collective, starting first by looking at what sort of emotional baggage you're carrying with you. And we have the Queen of Pentacles that came out first. So the Queen of Pentacles is a very stable, it's a very generous, it's a very giving energy. And so I feel like this sort of ties into the energy that's surrounding this reading, and that the baggage that you're carrying is that you are giving way too much of yourself to everything and everybody around you. And you have to wonder, do you have any left for yourself? Like, is there anything left over for you, Capricorn? After you've given your time, your energy, and I think for some of you, your money and other material things to people, is there anything left for you? We have the Ace of Swords in reverse with the Six of Cups in reverse to clarify. So I think for a lot of you, you are not necessarily being honest with yourself or honest with the people around you, where it's like, I can't keep doing this for you anymore. And with the Six of Cups, it almost feels as though there is a little bit of a reluctance to let go. I think that the people that you're doing all of this stuff for are people from your past, like people that you've been friends with for years. It could be your family members. So, maybe you're in a situation where, you have that one family member who is constantly calling you for like, hey, I need, I'm a little short on rent. Oh, I need food money. Can you spot me some gas money? Can you give me a ride here? It's like they're constantly calling and asking you for things. And off the strength of your history together, you keep saying yes. And so you keep giving and giving and giving. And because of that history, it feels as though you don't want to cut them off because they have been a part of your life for a while. But there's also this sense of, I can't keep doing this. Like, I'm constantly giving and I don't know how to stop. And I don't know how to tell you that this is not something that I want to do anymore. Now, how this is impacting you, how this is weighing you down in your daily life, we have the star in reverse. You're putting a lot of what it is that you want on hold because you are giving so much. And we just said that in the overall energy, that you're giving, 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 giving. And do you have anything left over for yourself? And it feels like the answer is no. That by the time you get finished dealing with all of this person's wants and needs, you're too exhausted, too broke, too whatever to actually address yours. And so those things that you want to do in your life, with your life, is like it's almost being put on the back burner for the sake of making this other person comfortable. And we have the Two of Swords in reverse to clarify. So the Two of Swords is really about sort of making a decision, right? It's being blindfolded and not really knowing, not really seeing what's in front of you and not knowing. And I think that you have been sort of putting off making a determination about what it is that you can do for this person, what you're willing to do, and how much you're willing to sacrifice. So it feels as though you're sort of stuck, right, at that crossroads, that it's like, I don't know what to do. There's a part of you, I think, that doesn't want to lose this relationship, but there's also the part of you that's starting to come into awareness that this is not benefiting you at all. It's not helping you. And even more than that, what I'm feeling is coming through a little bit for my Capricorns out there is that whoever this is that you're helping isn't even particularly appreciative. It almost feels like it's their expectation that you just keep giving to them. And I don't think that they're giving a whole lot in return, to be perfectly honest. Now, why you began carrying this baggage with you, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. So I think that with the Eight of Swords in reverse, it almost feels like this happened so gradually that you didn't realize it was happening until you were in the thick of things. And now you're stuck. It's almost like this person would ask you for a little something here, a little something there. And then it became more regular. It became more consistent. It became more frequent. And before you know it, you kind of look up and it's like, wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. But now the precedent has sort of been set, right? That Capricorn's going to be the go-to person. They're going to give me whatever I need. They're going to give me whatever I want, regardless of whatever. And so now you found yourself stuck. And it's like, how do I get out of here? Oh, look, another card of being stuck, the Hanged Man. So this card could be about seeing things from a different perspective, but I think that for the purposes of your reading, Cappies, that the Hanged Man really represents just being in limbo. You're just kind of sitting there, you're hanging by one foot, and it's like you're just kind of dangling. It's like, how do I get down? How do I get down? I don't know what to do. It's like, if I reach up and untie my foot, I'm going to fall and crack my head, but I can't stay here just dangling forever. And so there you are, just kind of swinging while you try and sort of decide what to do. So again, I feel like this happened very insidiously where you didn't notice things until it hit DEFCON 1. And so, yeah, now here you are. So how you can begin to let go of this baggage that you've been carrying. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse. So the Ten of Swords is a feeling of betrayal or being backstabbed, being very, very disappointed or hurt by someone else. I feel like for you Capricorns that you're going to have to find a way to get past this sense of disappointing this other person or these other people, or having this sense of, if I don't help them, it's going to be an act of betrayal. I'm turning my back on them, etc. You're going to have to get out of that mindset, because what's happening right now is draining you. And I think you're holding on to things for the sake of nostalgia and not wanting to ruin this friendship, this family relationship, whatever it is. But you're feeling guilty, I think, for no reason. And we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse to clarify. I think that you're also going to have to start figuring out how to hold back a little bit. And, perhaps this is a relationship that really does mean a lot to you, and you don't want to, see it sort of burn to the ground. So maybe a good approach for you is, instead of saying yes to everything that this person asks for, maybe every other request you're like, or, every third request, it's like, nah, I really can't do that right now. And just leave it there, and maybe start building up gradually to holding back your pentacles. So, maybe you don't cut them off cold turkey. Maybe this is a process where you sort of got indoctrinated into constantly being the one to support them and help them and give them things. Maybe you can flip that Uno reverse card a little bit and very slowly start backing out of it. Like, hey, can I hold $20 for some gas? Nah, payday hasn't hit. Sorry, can't do it. Oh no, I'm saving up for X, Y, and Z. If you feel the need to offer up an explanation, which I think for a lot of you, you do. I don't think that you're going to be comfortable with just flat out saying no. So, maybe offer them up a reason. Yeah, I can't do it this time. Good luck. I, hope it works out. Maybe you can do some DoorDash real quick or whatever. Give them an alternative. But I think that you're going to have to start dialing back what it is that you are constantly providing to this person. And I think, too, that you're going to have to get out of the mindset that saying no is somehow an act of violence or betrayal against them. Now, what are you going to gain by letting go of this? And this is interesting because we have the Two of Cups in reverse. So, Capricorn, not going to lie, whoever this is or whoever these people are not going to be particularly happy with the fact that their, abundant spigot has been turned off, right? You're sort of cutting off their supply. And I think that there are going to be some relationships that you have that are going to become a little bit disconnected. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, especially given the context of this reading overall. We have that clarified by the Page of Swords in reverse. So the Page of Swords is my Watcher card. It's a very naive energy. They, utilize a little bit of their intelligence. They're learning, they're growing, they're starting to come into an understanding. But, they're not really active, right? They don't really use their voice a whole lot. I think that bit by bit, you are going to be able to find your voice again. That you are going to be much more thoughtful about what it is that you give to other people and the people that you give things to. It's going to, I think, over time, feel like more of a conscious decision that you make instead of something that's sort of on autopilot, that's expected from you. So I think that you are going to take the steps to take a more active role in making the determination on what you give to whom and when. So it's no longer going to be you just sort of passively going along or agreeing or, being generous to people. I think that, you are going to be a lot more thoughtful about where your time and energy and resources are going. So the biggest lesson that you're learning from this entire thing, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So the Knight of Pentacles is a giving energy, right? It's very slow. It's very thoughtful, but very stable. And I think that you are going to sort of do two things here, right? With the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. You're going to, again, start being more deliberate and more conscientious about who it is that you give your time and your resources to. And I think that you are also going to focus, I think, a little bit more on giving to yourself, where you're not, trotting this horse out to the neighborhood to other people like, here's a pentacle for you, here's a pentacle for you. It's like, no, the horse is going to stay in the stable right now. And I'm going to go ahead and hang on to this little pentacle right here because this is mine and I don't feel like giving it up. So I think that using your discernment, right, about who and, why you give to them is going to be something important that you learn from this. And we also have that clarified by the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So Nine of Pentacles, when it's upright, is really about stability and abundance within yourself. And so I think that your lesson is going to be about the impact that not focusing on that, having that, abundance and stability for yourself, looking at the impact that that's had on you. I think that you're going to start realizing, especially with the challenges that we saw earlier, what has happened with you constantly focusing on other people and other people's needs before your own. So I think that you are going to start coming out of this place once you take a step back and disconnect and breathe a little bit. You're going to start focusing on your own stability more so than the people around you, the people that you have been sort of just blindly supporting for what feels like quite an extended period of time. So another message from Spirit that we have is strengthen your gifts. So again, I feel like, Capricorns, that you have been coming into a place where your discernment is going to be strengthened, that your resolve is going to be strengthened, that your sense of self-preservation and the dreams that you have are going to be reinforced. And that's going to be super important as you embark on this process of sort of detaching your energy and what it is that you give to this other person or other people. That, you have the ability to be abundant in and of yourself. I think that you have been sacrificing that for the sake of other people. So now is the time for you to sort of strengthen your resolve. And you can do that through taking this little bit of a time out and strengthening your position, saying that if I'm not okay, if I haven't, if I'm not taking care of me, then there is absolutely no way that I can appropriately take care of anybody else. So this is really about you strengthening your intuition, your sense of discernment, and your resolve to make sure that your foundation is stable, to make sure that you're pursuing your dreams. And then if you have some left over, you can help somebody else out. But it should not be the other way around. So that's what I got for my Capricorns out there. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one.